Hello students, today we are going to discuss understanding laws. So let's begin with class 7 understanding law lesson number 4. An anarchic state is almost like a jungle. That means if there is no law, if there is no law in the land or in a particular area, if people are surviving, then what will happen? There will be chaos. So an anarchic state is almost like a jungle where power is the only criterion for survival. That means those who are powerful, they will survive if there is no law of the land. If there is any law which is to be followed, then not only the stronger one but also the weaker one will survive. But if there is no law, then what will happen? The powerful one will survive and the weaker one will always at the mercy of the mighty. That means they may survive or they may not be. So to check the arbitrary and autocratic conduct of the powerful few, the foresighted members of the society developed a set of rules and regulation for all, which is termed as law of the land. So you might have understand that every country has their own rules and regulation, own laws to be followed. And according to that, protection is provided not only to the weaker section but also to the stronger. So everyone is equal. So stronger, no need of protection almost, but the weaker needs protection. So this protection was provided by the law of the land. So thus law is critical to regulate our life as well as to grant liberty for all. Law in simple words means a system of rules which is important for governing a civilized society or country. It involves implementing new set of laws or reframing old ones in the interest of the country. So in simple words, how law is made understand, you see, it's a means of system of rules which is important for governing a civilized society. For example, while riding a motorcycle, wearing of helmet, shoes are necessary. So that is like a simple rule. So this is told here. Law in simple word means a system of rules which is important for governing a civilized society or country. So there are many other rules and regulations to be followed. Now let's see the rule of law. At the time of framing of the Constitution, members of the Constituent Assembly stated explicitly that in independent India there would be no possibility for arbitrary use of authority, as its arbitrary use of power infringes upon basic principles of democracy. That means, while the framing of the Constitution, the Constituent Assembly, the assembly which is making the Constitution, clearly says that in India, no person or no organization should arbitrarily use authority or the government for using power according to them, which is infringing the basic principle of democracy, which is denying the principle of democracy. To ensure rule of law, the framers made quite a few provisions in the Constitution. So some changes were made. The most important provision among these was that all people are equal before the law, whether he belongs to any religion, region, caste or gender, race, etc. Whether it is a government official or a wealthy business person or the president of the country, nobody is over or above the law. In fact, there is a well-recognized process to deal with any violation of law and to penalize the guilty. So everyone is equal. While making the Constitution, the Constitution makers made it equal for everyone, whether it's a president or a civilian. The Supreme Court acts as the guardian of the Constitution and upholds the law of the country. The Supreme Courts look after the violation of any. So law is critical for regulating our life as well as to grant So, law is critical for regulating our life as well as to grant liberty for all. To ensure the rule of law, the framers made quite a few provisions in the constitution. Okay. So now laws in ancient India. So before the coming of the constitution, how do the ancient rules were made or followed? So let us look at the societal laws prevalent in ancient India and how they were different from the current laws. In ancient times, there were numerous overlapping local laws, and various communities enjoyed different levels of autonomy in administering these laws. Religious background and caste were often the criteria for fixing the penalty to be rewarded, and it was not unusual for two people getting dissimilar punishments for the same crime. In general, people from the lower segments of the society were more harshly penalized. So, in the ancient India, what happens? There were societal laws. Okay, so people belongs to different society, and different societies rules and regulations were different, so that it is clearly told here that for the same crime two people getting dissimilar punishment. That means those punishments were not similar. Two person, one belong to higher segment of the society and another belong to lower segment of the society, and one is getting another punishment and another is getting, the lower segment is getting the harsh punishment. So that is, it is told here that different society were having different laws, and according to them they were followed in ancient India. But today it is not like that. Post independence, that means after independence, the constitution served as the framework of our elected representatives to make laws. That means these laws of the land were a system of rules which is important for governing a civil society or a country. But these laws are made by our representatives in the parliament. Since independence, with changing times, innumerable new laws have been made and old ones have been changed or ratified or removed. One such law is the Hindu Succession Amendment Act 2005. Some changes were made according to which female members enjoy equal share in female family property. Okay. Similarly, that means men and women both. Similarly, many new laws related to controlling pollution, assuring employment opportunity to all, protecting consumer rights, right to information, etc., have been enacted from time to time. Some changes were made. That is one change, Hindu Succession Amendment Act 2005, according to which female members also enjoy equal share in family property. Then Uttar Pradesh expressway scheme, builders get land cheap. So here you could see that Uttar Pradesh government has turned rich agricultural land next to waterways into expressways in violation of all norms. They were selling, Uttar Pradesh government is selling all the land to the contractors. So just 5 minutes drive from Tappal in western Uttar Pradesh, sowing of Kharif crop is in full swing. Kharif crop, rice. So Jaivir, however, will never be able to cultivate his land again because his tube well has been destroyed and power connection has been severed, as Jaivir's rich fertile land was purchased by a township along the Yamuna Expressway, linking Delhi with Agra. This vulnerability compelled the farmers to resort to violence, which ultimately led them to court. Around 6,000 farmers in Noida extension got some relief from the court, but many others like Jaivir were not lucky. About 30,000 hectares of land have been given to private real estate developers. The acquired land, when developed by the promoters, will be many times worth the meager compensation offered for such rich productive land. This disparity is obviously the reason of land related unrest in this area. So it is clearly told here regarding and regarding a productive land, okay, where Jaivir used to produce rice and all. Many of the farmers were given relief, like around 6,000 farmers, but some of them were left like Jaipur. They will not be able to uh, cultivate their land again. So this is the Supreme Court where it comes. It is the court who is giving decision. You could see then next is the making of new laws. In India, parliament laws a crucial role in preparing and executing laws. A law is at first introduced in the form of a bill. A bill is a proposal for a new law. There are two types of bills. Parliament plays a crucial role in preparing and executing law. As I have already told, law of the land is there, and this law of the land is, or the laws in simple terms, were made by the parliament with the help of our elected members. Now see, a bill is a proposal for a new law. That means new law will be made. For before that, it is of two types. You need to know a bill is of two types. Two types of bill are there. One is ordinary bill, another is money bill. Ordinary bill, that is draft proposal for ordinary legislation that can be introduced in any house. Okay, but money bill is not like that. Money bill can only be introduced in the Lok Sabha. Money bill contains provision related to tax regulation, borrowing of money by government budget, etc., and can only be introduced in Lok Sabha. The Rajya Sabha can sit over a money bill only for 14 days. After the expiry of the given time period, the bill is assumed to be passed by the Rajya Sabha. So keep it on your mind, money bill can only be introduced in the Lok Sabha. Money bill, if it is passed by the Lok Sabha, the Rajya Sabha can keep it only for hold for 14 days. They can hold it only for 14 days. Afterwards, whether they pass it or not, it is assumed to be passed by the Rajya Sabha. Okay, that means the Lok Sabha is ultimately powerful because they were all elected members. As discussed, since independence, the parliament has displayed a critical role in the enactment of laws. At times, diverse social or welfare groups to express their concern and put pressure on the government to enact laws for their general welfare of the public. In such cases, the government needs to be receptive and understanding towards the troubles of the public, but at the same time, it should not be inclined towards any particular faction. Any house. So you could read this domestic violence. You can easily understand domestic violence is a violence between family members, that is especially male and female.